Hello, my name's Colin Campbell, I'm with Polygon. We're looking at Rise of the Tomb Raider, or more specifically, how Rise of the Tomb Raider is being made. I recently went to visit the developers at Crystal Dynamics, they're just outside San Francisco, and I spent the afternoon talking to the artists about how they went about creating Lara Croft for this new game. It's coming out on the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One in November. Obviously, a lot of the work is done in the motion capture studio. You can see here the actor Camilla Luddington and how she offers the voice and the movement and also the facial expressions of this character. But then the magic happens back in the studio when the artists get to grips with the footage that they've been given, and they use the technology that's available to them today to create a character who looks believable, who seems like she could actually exist in real life. When I spoke to the artists, one of them mentioned to me that the most difficult thing that you can do today in video games is create somebody that looks like a human being. And here you can get a sense of the scale of the problem. Individually, they have to create something that looks right in terms of eyes, hair, lips, skin, clothing, and how the clothing and the body react to the environment around them. A lot of the artists have anatomical drawings and models on their desks, so they come from medical backgrounds, medical art backgrounds, and they've used that knowledge in order to create somebody who seems like she's a real person. Now, if you remember the original Tomb Raider back in 1996, it was made with a few dozen polygons, and yet they managed to create a believable human being and somebody who moved in a way that we can all recognize. And that's actually one of the problems for them now, is that we all feel like we know Lara Croft, and so when they're creating this person, it can't just be any person. It certainly can't be Camilla Luddington. It has to be Lara Croft. And you can see here some of the storyboard work is done, how it translates to creating the scenes, such as here where Lara Croft is in Siberia on her own, in mortal danger, and how it works in the motion capture studio with the actor, and then finally how it comes out in the final scene. And a lot of this footage you may have seen for the E3 demo that was shown a few weeks ago. Just take a specific here in these models. If you look at her hair, obviously in the original game she had this braid that was round down the back of her neck, but now her hair is so much more complicated that they've got dozens and dozens of sort of mother threads which feed off into thousands and thousands of children threads in order to create hair that moves around in a convincing way, that flicks and changes according to the weather. And you can see here some of the work that's been done on her body, on how she moves, how her muscles move, how they tense when she tries to climb up the side of a ladder. You can expect to spend a fair amount of time exploring tombs. And one of the things that I do find interesting about this game is that they've expanded the size of those tombs and the scale of them, and so inside each tomb there are multiple puzzles with a final destination. There is also a lot more water and a lot less or fewer QTEs. It's a Tomb Raider game, and so you're spending a lot of time with Lara Croft, and so it's right. The developers have spent their time on making Lara Croft just right. Comes out on November the 10th.